cardio, Dadbods, and chocolate. That's what we're going to talk about on the Chronology Functional Wellness Podcast today.
You're listening to Studio 809 Podcast. This is what community sounds like.
Welcome to the Functional Fitness and Nutrition Podcast with Chronology on Studio 809. I'm Stevie.
And I'm Will.
And we're your co-hosts and experts behind Chronology Functional Fitness and Nutrition. Chronology is a wellness company focusing on functional health and anti-aging through personal training, nutrition counseling, and a holistic approach to life. You can find us online at chronologyfit.com.
That's Chronology with a K.
And we are coming to you from the Studio 809 Community Podcast Studio at the Next Us, a professional cooperative environment for small businesses in downtown Colorado Springs. So good evening or morning or whenever you're
Depends when they're listening
to us. It's evening now, so yeah. So cardio.
What about it?
So I know that HIIT is a thing that we've been doing, right? That's been a big thing, high intensity interval training. And recently you've seen some studies about steady state cardio.
Yeah. So there's always been the proven studies that everybody needs both. You need HIIT and you need steady state. HIIT became so popular because people are so busy and they can't work out. So this is a way to get in cardio without having to spend time, like, say, going for an hour and a half walk or half-hour run, whatever. You know, you get more out of it if you do the HIIT in 20 minutes.
Is that because the heart rate comes up and goes down and it's like sprinting or something?
The same thing, yeah. But we need both because the steady state is good for, in plain English, your heart. It's great for your heart. So I'm not saying be a runner, because that can be bad for your health too if you just run a lot all the time. But the heart needs, and people might think this sounds counterproductive, but the heart needs stress on it every once in a while. And when I say stress, I mean like vigorous exercise. So every once in a while you should do a good sprint for 20 seconds.
Well, the heart's a muscle, and just like, you need to put stress on your biceps to...
That's a great way to look at it, yeah. So everybody needs both. So the new study that I read was for older people, over 50, and that the vigorous steady state cardio actually reduced the age of the heart. So if the participant was, 55, after 2 years of doing these kinds of exercises, the heart was of a 35-year-old.
Wow.
Because when you get older, your heart shrinks, it gets stiff, doesn't want to move as much anymore. And that's that. I don't think that's the natural way. I'm not a doctor, so I can't say, but I don't think that happens naturally. I think it happens because we quit moving.
Well, again...
So it doesn't use itself as much, so it gets hard and it gets smaller.
Again, it's just like the rest of your muscles. If you stop using them, they atrophy.
Yeah, so I guess the bottom line is keep exercising all the time and also try to squeeze in the vigorous stuff. Like what I started doing with my clients that are over 50 is I do HIIT, but I have them doing it at a higher work to rest ratio. And then the last one is always a very active, high intense, like if I do like the hot feet, they'll have to do that for a long time. And that's really getting your heart rate up. That's the vigorous exercise that everybody needs, especially if you're over 50. So
I know that we used to, when the studies first came out about HIIT being better, we used to tell people, well, this is better than doing an hour on a treadmill, which is considered steady state cardio. But what the steady state cardio you're referring to now, that they're saying, oh, wait, maybe you need to do both, is not the hour on a treadmill at the same incline, at the same speed.
Right. I'm glad you
elaborate on the new steady state cardio, the healthier steady state.
And I don't know if it's new because I think it's my take on it, so maybe I can get my name on it, TM or whatever. But So you do need like the hour on the treadmill. I don't want to say treadmill. You do need the hour long walk. You do need the half hour long run or jog or whatever. But nobody wants to do it really unless you're into it. Nobody has time. So what I've done, I've combined them both. So you're going to work for a longer period of time, but you'll get a break. But the break will be short, and then you work another period of time. But you have to work at 100%. So this won't work if you're just going to go the 50% route, which is like, what I mean by that is if you know you can do 100%, like you know what it feels like. Your heart is racing, you're out of breath, that's your 100%. If you're only going to do half of that, this won't work. You need to be close to 100%, and then this works great.
So maybe that's why HIIT is perceived sometimes as better, because you are getting your heart rate up. Whereas if you just go for an hour walk, if you're walking at a leisurely pace,
Yeah.
rather than really hoofing it for exercise,
Right.
it doesn't count as much. It's not
Yes.
going to, because you're not getting that heart rate up.
And you know what? That's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up, because this is a topic that I wanted to speak on, so now I will. I think a lot of people don't get the results they want from HIIT or, say, Tabata, and it's because of what I just mentioned previous, is you have to work at least...
You have to go all out.
You have to be at least, I would say, 70%. And that would be the bottom. And 100% is at the top. So anywhere in there, if you do that, you're going to see results. But if you're coming in at, the 30%, the 50%, you are exercising.
Target heart rate, is that what you're talking about?
Well, see, that's hard to judge on everybody. So I'm just talking about, it has to be your personal.
Oh, like 100% effort.
What you you can put forth. So you go, all right, all right, I can put it to you like this. If you know your 1 rep max is 100 pounds, and that's 1 rep, but you want to exercise, so you come down a little bit. So that's the exact same thing. So like if you know you have 100%, just back it down a little bit, work in between the 80% and 100%, that would be perfect. Then you get the best results. I think that's what people don't do when they do HIIT, or especially Tabata. You have to work at like 100% for it to be effective.
And say you did Tabata, what do you do? 4 rounds of 4?
Of 20...
Of 4 minutes? Or
20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, 8 times. And it's like
4 minutes, right? Yeah. So that's just a 4-minute workout.
Yeah, and you can do just that and just go about your day and break off somewhere, do another 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's very effective.
But it's also important to include that steady state, maybe take a 30-minute walk later.
Those I like, because you do need that oxygen. You do need that deep breathing, because even when you walk, you're not doing the exact same type of breathing as when you're on your butt at home.
Right.
It's a nice, deep, long breath that you're taking as you walk. It's always in and out. Nice. When you're home and you're sitting down, it's always you're not even hardly breathing when you're sitting down watching TV. But so, yeah, those are great.
But would you say it's better? Because I've worked with people before, and granted, they weren't doing HIIT. Okay, they were only doing steady state cardio, but they were doing, like I had a client once for 4 years, she was doing 45 minutes on the Stairmaster or stair climber, and not getting results. Well, she was doing the same exercise for the same amount of time, probably at the same pace. So would you say steady state cardio, while yes, it's the long period of time at a lesser intensity, but you still need to kind of vary it a bit, like...
Yes, definitely.
If you're walking outside, make sure you're having different terrain.
Because if you
maybe walk a little faster and then slow down.
The body loves to get comfortable in things that, the body likes routine. So once it gets to a place, it's like, okay, this is good. I want to stay here. So then you won't ever advance. So you do need to, just like you said, if you walk the same trail for, say, a month, now go to a different trail. Maybe it has hills. Maybe it's, a little bit tougher or whatever. But, yeah, you should change it up all the time. Even if you like the treadmill, you need to break off every once in a while and do the bike or, one of those other
just
machines.
vary it up. Don't do the same thing all the time, because then that steady state's not going to work for you.
And then you won't get the best results.
All right.
All right.
So before we move on, I just would like to mention some of these other great podcasts that we have here at Studio 809. There's a great one called Making Democracy Work. The League of Women Voters of the Pikes Peak region invites you to check out their podcast. On this podcast, they ask questions and provide information to help voters and community members be more active, engaged citizens. So check that out on Studio 809, Making Democracy Work. Another great podcast here. Double standards, Dadbod, and all that.
Why you say it like that?
Give me your take on
Double
that.
standards. I don't know what you mean. Like I don't like the phrase dad bod to mean all dads because I'm a dad and I don't have that bod.
Yeah.
I don't have the fat bod.
Right.
I have the nice built
But
bod.
that's a particular body
I
shape
know what it
on
means,
some
yeah.
people.
I'm just trying to be like everybody.
It's usually younger
I'm trying
people.
to be like everybody else out there and take offense at everything. And since I'm a dad, I'm going to get a T-shirt. No. I'm start protesting with a penis hat on. Let me stop. So what do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. So why is it so prevalent?
Oh yeah, well that's one thing, but we talked about why ladies, why do you accept this? That's what I want to know. It's like
That's a good
we
question.
have to be hot. We have to work out. We have
the
to
double
maintain.
standard. I get what you're saying. Yes.
Well, yeah,
No.
I want to talk about that too. But it's like we have to maintain what we look like, but yet women don't discriminate. It's like, you know, there's all these guys with these dad bods,
And that's been going on
and
for
women don't care. They're just like, oh, you know, whatever.
that's been
We don't expect them to take care of themselves. And I mean, I'm fortunate, as Will
You
said, he
should.
does not have a dad bod.
you should
I'm
you
very
should-
lucky.
Women should hold their man to higher
I
standards.
mean,
you
we
know what
got to
I'm
look
saying?
good for you. You got to look good for us.
They should. The reason why I believe is because they don't hold them to these standards. They don't say, you need to lose some weight, Tubby, or quit scratching yourself on the couch, or don't drink so much beer, you know, don't burp in my face.
Yeah.
Tell them.
Yeah.
Get a haircut, stand up straight, whatever. You
Yeah,
know, he's
tuck
a
your
man.
shirt in.
Men are
You got a spaghetti stain on it. Go change. Yeah.
Men are basically big children, so that's how you have to treat them. That's what
and
we
you,
are.
you mentioned beer in the couch, and I think the reasons that so many guys have the dad bod.
Is the beer in the couch?
Well, yeah, because you know, beer is alcohol. Alcohol raises estrogen, and when a guy's got high estrogen, he gets lower testosterone. What's he get? A beer belly and man boobs.
Well, it's just that
That's
too.
a dad bod.
But it's also because of just the modern age. I wish
Yeah.
I had one of those weird.
Sitting in the basement playing video games instead
Well,
of doing
not just
hitting
that.
steady state cardio.
Almost everything, any kind of job, aside from
Yeah, corporate America is a big culprit here.
aside from like digging a ditch or whatever. Even when you work in a warehouse now, pretty much everything's automated, and you ride around on a nice little trolley or a forklift. So there's no really, you know, the
Yeah.
labor force is not doing that much labor anymore. It's more mind work, hand work, because you're on a computer, on the phone,
Yeah,
whatever.
and then you
So
get off
that's-
work.
That's yeah.
You're
and
tired because you've been sitting all day.
Then that's the biggest freaking thing is that when people say, when they get off work and they go, I'm tired, they're not just bullshitting. They're
no,
tired,
doing
even though
nothing
they did
makes
nothing
you
all
more
day.
tired
Yeah,
than if you're
they
active
are
all day.
exhausted.
Yeah, yeah,
So they're not like saying, I can't go to the gym. They really can't. They have
Yeah.
no energy.
yeah.
But you have to break that cycle by first going and then keep going, and you'll break it. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of hard work.
But
It
I mean,
is.
first you could make changes in
But-
you know what you do when you're not at work.
Yeah, I think,
Start there.
But I also think too, men should want to
Look good for their women.
keep themselves, or just for themselves. You should.
Well,
want
yes,
to,
too,
and
yeah.
I'm not saying you got to be the Hollywood fake airbrush bullshit, because that doesn't
Right,
work.
right.
Even if you get there, that's not anything that you can maintain for a long period of time.
Right.
So, but I'm just talking about being healthy, taking care of your body, maybe having more muscle than fat. You know, things like this. Have a haircut, shave. you
Care
know?
about just care about what you look like.
Yeah, that's all. Eat right, eat better.
It's
I'm not
just-
saying you have to eat like a vegetarian diet.
No.
I'm saying eat healthier,
Yeah.
eat better, care for your health. Another thing is men don't care for their health, so it's like women just basically watch their men dissolve into a disease blob. You know what I mean? After like 25,
And we put up
35
with it?
years, and he's on the couch, he's burping.
Yeah, but what do
Give
you
me another
think?
beer.
What do you think would happen if the roles were reversed? If the woman
It
didn't
does
care?
happen, and the men go get a younger chick,
Yeah.
and then the younger chick
But do
is
the
with
women
this
do
fat
that?
bald dude.
Not that much.
But then the younger chick is with this fat bald dude because maybe he's hooking her up with, some extra cash on the side or whatever
Well,
he's
no,
doing.
it's because women aren't as superficial, and they just accept. They're accepting all these guys with these
I say stand up. and-
unhealthy bodies, but yet the men expect the women.
yeah.
There's a certain TV show you like to watch, and the guy is very overweight. His wife is not, but he's always telling her, hinting that she should go get a breast enhancement
Yep.
or that she should lose some weight.
Yep.
Meanwhile, he's on the couch with food all running down his shirt. She loves him.
That's why I love
she
that
doesn't
show.
hardly ever tell him anything.
That's why I love the show because
Wha-
it brings it to the
it's real
forefront.
life.
Yeah, it brings it right to your face. This is what men
women, do you put up with that? And I
do.
would
I call for women. Yeah.
I would love to hear your reasons or your comments. So I invite you to go to our Facebook page, Chronology Functional Wellness.
I hope we get a lot of people on this
And
because
tell
I would
us
like to have an open discussion
your
about
take
this.
on why women put up with men not taking care of themselves, but they expect us to look good and take
Yeah.
care of ourselves.
They need to do.
Let's have this discussion.
Yeah, I say both. The women need to stand up and start holding their men accountable, and the men
it's
need
not
to
only
start.
for looks; it's for function. Because
No.
if you're not healthy, you're not performing in
the
the bedroom.
men
Let me
need
tell
to
you
do
that.
the same thing too, and hold themselves accountable and keep yourself in check. It's okay to go overboard every once in a while, but if you're like, oh man, I gained a few pounds, I need to step it up in the gym. That's how you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Instead of I gained a few pounds, oh well, I'm getting older. That's what happens. I have to die of something, and then you go eat a whole chicken.
I love it when somebody tells me, when I have my first stroke, then I'll take care of my health.
That's both hilarious and freaking sad.
So then you're stressing your wife or your girlfriend or whatever out because
yeah, it's hilarious because
she's got to worry about your health too. You don't look good for her. You're probably not having anything going on in the bedroom, and she's got to worry about your health.
when they do that, it's both hilarious and tragic because the hilarious part is almost you don't believe what they said and maybe they're joking, but then when you look in their eyes and you're like, he really means this. He's not bullshitting.
Or like I gotta die of something.
That's when it comes to being
I love
tragic.
that one.
So it's like I'll like chuckle first because I'm thinking, oh, he's just joking. But then as I'm chuckling, he's not, and I'm like, oh shit, he's not,
serious.
He's serious. Then it becomes very tragic. You're
Yeah.
like, he's really serious about. Well, when I have my first heart attack, I'll come see you. Will
Yeah, I love when
if
when
you make it through.
people
is
are like,
what I say.
well, I gotta die of something. You know what? I'm way more afraid of having something happen and not dying and having to live sickly than I am of dying.
Yeah.
Like, what if you have? I don't know. Just you say
No,
you gotta
you
die
said
of
it.
something, but what if you don't die of it and you're a vegetable or you're sick all the time? And
No,
and
but
I don't
you
want to
said
live like that.
You said it perfectly. Why would you want to live in a state of, dis-ease for the rest of your life, even if you live to be 85, whatever? So let's say 20 plus years or more of you being on so many medications and going to the hospital trips, and you know what I mean?
That's not a life.
That's a great life when you could be healthy and traveling the world and banging chicks or whatever, or your wife or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
All right. Well, the other day it started to rain here in Colorado
No, it didn't.
Springs.
That was snow.
No, do you remember the hail started to come down?
Oh yeah,
It was tiny.
it was tiny.
because it's not time for the big
Looked
hail
like
yet.
styrofoam.
Yeah, it looked like styrofoam packing
Yeah.
pieces that were falling down from the sky, and so I mean, hailstorms, they're going to get worse. They damage your vehicle.
Yep.
Well, Studio 809 Podcast has partnered with KJS Auto Hail Repair to come up with an amazing opportunity for you. With over 30 years of industry experience, KJS Auto Hail Repair is the go-to spot for fixing hail damage on your vehicle. And if you give them a call or click contact on their website at kjs-auto-hail-repair.com and mention that you were referred by Studio 809, you'll automatically receive $100 back in your pocket when your repairs are completed. So don't let that hail damage stress you out. KJS Auto Hail Repair can have your car looking brand new in no time. Give them a call or visit kjs-auto-hail-repair.com and let them take care of the rest. Your car will thank you, and so will your wallet, because that hail is just going to get bigger.
But that money will come in handy, especially in today's economy.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. How much is gas? It depends on what part of town you're in.
I know.
$8 or $2.50. It doesn't matter. It just depends on where you're at.
So I know that Valentine's Day just passed, but Easter's right around the corner. So it's like
Ooh,
it's
candy.
like well, I was gonna say it's like from October all the way through April is nothing but candy-based
Junk food.
holidays.
Yeah. Yep.
And
My favorites.
my favorite candy. I'm not
My favorite holidays, I'll say.
I'm not a hard candy kind of person. I'm a chocolate person.
That was people from like the 1940s were like the hard
Yeah.
candy people.
So I want to talk a bit about chocolate
Uh-oh.
because the chocolate holidays are not over.
Uh-oh. Is this bad?
No. Chocolate
good?
can be good
Yay!
if you pay attention.
Oh.
So, I mean, like, say it's Halloween and you really love Snickers and you raid your kid's
What
trick-or-treat
about the
bag and you
commercials
eat a
where the-
Snickers
where
or
the
something
cream
like
is
that.
being poured into the chocolate?
But most of the time when you eat chocolate, try to get good quality stuff. Try to get dark chocolate because it's actually good for you. It's very
It actually
rich.
tastes better.
Yeah,
anyway.
it tastes better. I mean, some people will be like, ugh, but it's because
No.
sugar is highly palatable and you come to be accustomed to a very sweet taste. But if you can lose that taste and you can come to like dark chocolate. And it's rich in antioxidants. It's very good for you. Chocolate itself has magnesium. And I think it's a food group. Sorry. I love it. But if you get higher quality chocolate also, like, the big companies that you see at the checkout at the store, that's maybe not the best quality chocolate.
I was gonna ask you though about the milk chocolate. Isn't there like higher quality milk chocolate you
There
can
is.
get?
If you
there's
really
people who
like milk
it,
chocolate, I mean, you want to eat dark most of the time, but if you really like
Yeah.
milk chocolate, that's when you really want to get that Swiss,
Yes.
or those companies where maybe spend a little more than 50 cents on it. Get some really good quality
Yeah.
milk chocolate, European milk chocolate. But most of the time, you want to eat dark chocolate because it's more healthy for you, especially if you do have like a dairy intolerance. Then you definitely don't want to do the milk. But there's other ways that you can get chocolate into your diet and reap the health benefits of it without eating candy all the time. So like cocoa powder. Cocoa powder is unsweetened.
I do that.
Yeah, we put that in our smoothies.
I put it in my coffee
Put it in
sometimes.
coffee, yeah. And cacao nibs. Now you want to get the unsweetened ones, but
Yep.
they're actually broken pieces of the cacao bean. And you can sprinkle these in granola,
I like
on
the
yogurt.
texture
Yeah, it's a
you have
nice
on
little
them.
crunch.
That's what I
So
like about 'em.
cacao nibs and cocoa powder are great ways for you to get the benefits of dark chocolate without eating candy all the time. And while I don't think we cared for it, you can now get a it's kind of like coffee that you brew in your coffee machine, but it's cacao beans instead of coffee beans.
Yeah, I
So you have
remember.
like chocolate coffee. I think I'm just too old fashioned and used to hot chocolate, so that when I drank the chocolate coffee, it was just different. It was weird.
Yeah, and like I was the
But
opposite.
the taste wasn't bad. It just was weird to me.
Well, I had like coffee on my mind, and then
yeah, you're
when you had-
expecting coffee and then you
it's
drink
not-
this brewed
yeah,
chocolate.
It wasn't that good.
But try it out and see. That might be another way that you can get chocolate into you without eating candy all the time.
lowering caffeine, I think.
Yeah.
in coffee. So if you have that issue or whatever.
Yeah, and then one of the best anti-aging, full of antioxidant smoothies that you can make would be, dark cocoa powder with all the berries. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. That is maybe some pomegranate juice in there or whatever.
That would be
And
good, 'cause that would sweeten it
yeah,
anyway.
blend all that up. You've got the antioxidants in the berries. You've got the antioxidants in the chocolate, and it
And the
tastes
sweet
good.
chocolatey flavor, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It'd be nice.
You know, we always talk about you got to eat your vegetables. You know, this
Yeah.
tastes much better than eating a bowl of broccoli, which you still need to keep in your diet too. But there's a lot of delicious things out there that are very healthy for you. Dark chocolate is one of them. So, you know, instead of raiding your kids' Easter basket,
Right.
you know, if you've got a particular, like I
I
happen
just
to
like robin eggs.
I really like
Those are
peanut
my
butter
favorite.
eggs.
Those are good
So
too.
I may eat one peanut butter egg on Easter.
Ain't these got like the malt in it? I used to like.
Yeah. But otherwise have, you know, these healthier ways of getting dark chocolate into your diet. Have some every day or several times a week. You know, and
I
don't
try to.
don't feel like, oh, I'm eating chocolate, that's bad. No, it's actually very good
No,
for you.
I actually, no lie, it's just like, like if I have to have a drink of water a couple of times a week because we keep a couple of bars in our refrigerator, I will go and just have a square, not because I want something sweet, because I know it's good for me. So I actually do just, and you know, it usually has, you know, berries in it or something. So yeah, I take it like
that's
that.
another thing. If you're eating actual chocolate candy, portion control is key. So we get the big bars
Yeah.
that are already kind of segmented into squares, and we just break off a couple of squares.
Yep.
Eat it slow, enjoy it. Don't just wolf it down, you know, so that you get satisfied with less.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like it.
You got anything else?
I was going to ask you about the antioxidants in dark chocolate. Are they comparable to, say, red wine? Like, if a person's like, well, I have to have my wine because my antioxidants, can I say to them, put the cork back in and have some dark chocolate?
With those berries. Yes, absolutely
okay.
you can. Or cherries too.
Good.
So the antioxidants that they say are in wine actually come from the grape skins. So eating grapes,
Is even better.
drinking non-alcoholic red wine
Yeah.
or grape juice
Yeah.
is better
When you
because
think the
you get the
alcohol would
same.
like take away the positives?
I don't know, but you get, it takes away the positives because alcohol's a poison. So, like, if you are eating the grapes or drinking, you know, putting some grape juice in your smoothie or it doesn't have to be grapes. It can
No,
be
it doesn't.
pomegranate.
Yeah.
It could be any
Yeah.
dark or purple fruit or berry.
Yes.
Like I said, cherries, blackberries.
Cherries
They
are my
all have
favorite.
those same antioxidants in
Yeah,
there.
dark
And then you
cherries.
combine them with the antioxidants that are in the dark chocolate, and that's a powerhouse.
Yeah, right there. Boom.
Yeah. Alcohol free. Much,
Good.
much better for you.
Sounds good.
All right, that's it for us today, but be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can subscribe to our website for updates on events, blog articles, recipes, and more. Send us questions and topics you'd like to learn about. You can work with us personally, whether you're in Colorado Springs or not. Just shoot us an email. Let us help you be healthy. That's contact us at chronologyfit.com. And be sure to check out all the other great podcasts by visiting studio809radio.com. We hope you have a healthy week and tune in next time to the Chronology Functional Wellness Podcast.